let's take a look at making breakfast sandwiches. Person A needs to come to the table with a bowl and get 1 egg per person. So just put your egg in the bowl and carry it back to your kitchen. Person B is in charge of sausage and cheese. You're going to bring a plate up to the table with you. Take 1 sausage patty per person and put it on the plate. Grab your bowl of cheese and take it back to your kitchen. Now make sure you don't touch anything with the hand that touched the raw meat, and wash your hand as soon as you get back to the kitchen. Person C, you're in charge of English muffins and the toaster. So you're going to bring a plate up to the table with you. Take 1 English muffin per person and 1 toaster, not 1 toaster per person. Carry those back to your kitchen. Watch the cords. Person A, once you've returned with the eggs, you're going to need to grease the muffin tin with your little chunk of butter. Now you already have a little chunk of butter waiting in your tin for you, so we're going to take a paper towel. Okay, and just like we did with the pie plate yesterday, we're just going to use that to grease the bottoms and the sides of the cups. You need to grease 1 cup per person. Afterwards, you'll only have a little bit of butter left. You can just toss that into your garbage bowl. Once your muffin tin cups are greased, we need to crack the eggs. So you're going to take an egg and, as always, crack it into your small glass bowl. Okay, we're going to check for shells, and then you're going to put it into one of the cups that you greased. Okay, this is the reason we're going to use the little glass bowl instead of just cracking it into the big bowl. So it's a little harder to aim. There we go. Repeat for as many people as you have. Make sure you use the greased cups. As soon as we have the eggs in the muffin tins, we need to get those into the oven. So I'm going to open my oven door all the way. With both oven mitts on, I'm going to carefully put this in the middle. Okay, remember it's liquid, so you don't want to just slosh it back there. Close the door and set the timer for 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, I would start with 10 and then decide how jiggly you want them. If you go all the way to 15, the egg will be fully cooked. It's up to you and your group. It's very important that you get these in the oven as fast as possible, because that's going to be the longest time part. So put your most efficient worker on this job. Meanwhile, while the egg person is getting the muffin tins greased, the eggs in the muffin tins, and the muffin tin into the oven, our sausage person needs to get started. We're going to take a skillet that's big enough for all of your patties, because we're going to cook them all at the same time, and heat it on medium to medium-high heat. You want the skillet to be hot before you put the sausage on it. So remember, the way to test that, just get a little bit of water on your fingers, and if it sizzles, you're good to go. And it did sizzle, so I'm good to go. So I'm going to take my sausage patty, carefully put it in here. Now remember, I cannot use this plate again, so it immediately needs to be washed. Also, I just touched that with my hand, so I need to wash my hand. And I'm going to have another plate ready that I'm going to put the cooked sausage on. We're going to cook both sides until it's browned all the way through. I'm beginning to see brown around the edges, so I'm going to go ahead and flip my sausage. And now I need to cook through the other side of all of my sausages. Alright, it looks like my sausage is done. Let's take a look at the bottom. Alright, it looks nicely brown on both sides. Alright, if you want to double check and make sure, you can pierce the middle and see if there's any pink in there. And then just put that onto your clean plate. Let the pan cool a little bit before you put it into the water. Okay? You shouldn't have a whole lot of grease. If for some reason you do, find me. We don't want to put that down the drain. It's toaster time! Now I assume that all of you have used a toaster before, but just in case, let's take a look. Here's our toaster. Here's the slots where the toast goes in. Here's the cord, which we'll plug into the wall. And here's the dial. There's a little ridge right here where you can choose how dark or how light you want your toast to be. All the way to the left is the lightest, all the way to the right is the darkest, and then somewhere in the middle would be somewhere in the middle. Okay, so we're going to set our English muffins in here. Okay, push down and wait till it pops up. Now remember, there are 3 or 4 people in a group, so this is going to take a while, so you don't want to wait too long to start your English muffins. What we look like after about 10 minutes. So we still got a little bit of jiggle when we wiggle. So if you want to cook it a little bit longer, you can go right ahead. Let's pull out our eggs. Remember, open the oven door all the way. Pull the rack out a bit. Use both hands to set it on top. And we're going to give it a couple minutes to cool so that we can pop them out without burning ourselves. Okay, time to assemble our sandwiches. We're going to take one side of our English muffin and sprinkle a bit of cheese on there, nice and even. Okay, we're going to set our sausage patty on top. Now we need our egg. Alright, I've let this cool for about 3 minutes and the muffin tin's cooled enough so I can touch it. Alright, and I'm just going to take a spoon and I'll work the edges a little bit. And if you greased it well, it'll pop right out. Look at that. Okay, and it leaves just a teeny bit of the butter behind for you to wash. I'm going to set that on top of our sausage patty. And squish down our English muffin. And there we go. Enjoy! Okay, we still have a step left. These toasters are new, as I've said, and we're going to keep them nice. So the first thing we're going to do is unplug it. And we're going to hold it over our sinks and just gently tap it upside down so that the crumbs come out. Don't worry about taking out the crumb tray at the bottom if you know how to do that, because there won't be very many. Okay, once you've done that, take a wet rag from your dishwater and squeeze it out really well so it's not drippy. Okay, and just give it a light wipe down all the way around. Then return it to the tray on the table, nice and clean.